Hello there, it's Michael here at the Village Optician, and you may have noticed that this isn't quite my normal sort of type of video, as you can see in the image of the back of an eye, and not me. So the reason we're doing this video is we've recently had one of our patients back in following some very successful surgery to repair part of their eye. And they asked, well, they said, they're very happy for me to share some of their images and their story, just to highlight how important and how good the imaging technology is that we now have just here at the Village Optician in Durham. They still can't quite believe how good the technology is that we could find what we found and refer to the people we needed to get them to swiftly. And really the point of this is to stress that without this technology, we would not have been able to see what we found, and we would not have been able to get this referral to the right people straight away. It would have been a generic referral that could have taken quite a long time to get where it needed to go. So anyway, first of all, so it's a little bit of an interesting case study as well. So we'll talk you through it. So this is part of an Optimap image. Okay, now Optimap imaging is the ultra-wide scanning of the back of the eye that we use. And I've taken like a little snippet of an Optimap here. And basically this patient came in and their vision in one of their eyes had gone down. It had got worse. They weren't seeing very well with the eye. And again, the assumption there would be just some new glasses would sort that out. But unfortunately, it wasn't a case of that. Now, so when I looked in the eye, what we've got here, we've actually got an optic nerve here. I hope you can see my little pointer. So we've got an optic nerve here. We've got the macular area here that does the detail part of the vision. So when I looked in the eye, there's not a lot to see. Now, I can see something's not right here. I'm going to try and zoom it in a little bit more. Now I can see here that there's a couple of little coloured spots there in the centre and almost like some puckering, some lines coming out here, on this side, some feathering. Now the great thing about Optimap as well is we can use the different lasers to sort of image different parts of the retina. So having a look with the green part, it makes the puckering stand out to me a little bit more. Okay, so the green is showing us the top sensory retina. Now, when we see puckering, that tells me that there's some form of traction. Okay, so it looks like something's pulling here. All right, so that was my first clue. So something's pulling. So that imaging technology, first of all, has helped me to decide that, which is great. So that's one reason why the vision isn't as good. But then from here, now we decided to do an OCT scan. Now the OCT scan is actually going to scan through the layers of the back of the eye, which is very, very, very important in this kind of thing. So there's a drop in vision. We can see some traction, some puckering there. Now, if we didn't have the OCT scan, this would have just been a referral to the eye department to ask them to have a look, to do a scan and see what's going on. But because we could do an OCT scan here, we could see straight away, there we go, that there was traction and there's actually a hole, a macular hole. So let me talk you through what we've got here. So this is retina. Here we are. This is the macular area. And up here you can see where it's quite obviously being pulled up. Now that hole should not be there. This is a full thickness macular hole due to traction. Okay, so this up the top here we have the vitreous. Now the vitreous is the jelly fluid inside the eyeball, which is kind of in a bag, and that bag is attached to the back of your eye. And what's happened here is that's shrunk and it's pulling away, but it hasn't pulled away. It's actually pulled the retina up and actually pulled a hole through it. So just if we move the scan slightly further up, you can see it's attached here. So there's still a little bit here. But when we go back and drop that scan just a tiny bit lower in the eye, we can see it's actually pulled a full thickness hole. Now that's why the vision had gone down. And that is why that is so helpful to us. Now, as I say, you can probably see the date on there is December. So this was found in December. And the reason we're doing this now is because the patient has had their operation. Everything's all back to, well, more or less back to normal. And the result is fantastic. So again, we wanted to stress just how good this technology is in terms of being able to find this kind of thing and how to, it's not just finding it, but knowing how to deal with it straight away. So this really helped us get this referral to the right place at the right time. So now we've scanned just now, and here we are. There we go. That is the same eye, and you can see that that hole is gone. All of that's been removed. So the very, very fantastic surgical team up at Sunderland Eye Infirmary have really sorted this patient out incredibly well. They've actually done a vitrectomy, so they've removed all of that vitreous that was pulling it away. They've actually done a cataract operation because of that as well. They've actually done a little bit of what they call a peel at the back, so they've really sorted this eye out beautifully. And okay, it's not perfectly smooth, but I'll tell you what, the vision now is of a very, very good standard compared to what it was. We're back to like a normal level of vision now, and this patient is over the moon with the result that we're getting. So that is wonderful, and it shows you just how good this is. So we can now track and monitor that. But the good thing is as well, if we go to our original type of imaging, now you see, this is now what we're faced with, and you can see that puckering has gone, and there's just a very slight little difference in the sort of pigment there, but all that puckering's gone, so it tells us that the traction has gone, all of that pulling has disappeared. And again, even in this view here, you can just see this tiny slight difference in where the repair is, but all of that puckering's gone, so it's no longer under traction, no longer have this full thickness hole, and that repair is very, very, very successful. So like I said, the patient very kindly has given their express permission for us to use their images. In fact, they were quite keen for us to use the images because they feel it's important that people come and get these sort of tests done. And if we can tell their story and people can learn from that, they'd be over the moon with that, So yeah, but wonderful result. Absolutely fantastic, and it just shows you this is the imaging technology that we have here in practice at Newton Hall, at the Village Optician, and it really makes a difference to the eye care that we can provide. So all of this is available in our eye care plan. It's really worth looking at doing because, as I said, this sort of technology, it just really helps us find out what on earth is going on. We would not have seen that hole if we did not have this tech. There's no way we would have seen that. Yes, looking in the eye, we can tell something wasn't quite right, but, to find a full thickness macular hole, this technology is wonderful. Anyway, hope that helps some people. If you ever do have any questions about the technology or about what we're up to here, just get in touch and we'll see what we can do to answer as best we can. Okay, and I hope you found that little case study interesting. And I'll be back soon with more videos, no doubt. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.